You know that feeling, that little voice in the back of your head that says, is this it? There's got to be something more, right? A deeper meaning, a bigger purpose that just feels, I don't know, just out of reach. It's so common, that desire to unlock what you're really capable of, but you just have no idea where to even begin. Well, what if I told you there's a map for that journey? Today, we're going to dive into a method that's designed to help you do just that.
Okay, so let's just cut right to the chase. The most important question, the one you have to ask yourself before we go any further, is this. Are you really ready to change your life? I mean, truly ready. Because that feeling, that deep down yes, well, that's where everything actually begins. And that feeling of wanting more, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean something's broken. Actually, it's the exact opposite. It's like a call to adventure. It's the very first step on this incredible journey of self-discovery. It's your inner self basically tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, you're ready. Let's see what's really under the hood. Look, for a lot of people, this whole journey doesn't kick off when things are calm and peaceful. No way. It often starts with a crisis. I'm talking about one of those moments that just completely flips your world upside down, brings you to your knees. But here's the thing, and this is so important. Those moments don't have to break you. If you have the right tools and you actually practice using them, those rock bottom moments can become the very foundation you build your new strength on. So on any big journey, you need a guy, right? And for this one, we're looking to Steve Tsakiris. What makes his whole approach so powerful is that it's not just some, abstract philosophical theory. Nope. This stuff was literally forged in the fire of his own life-changing experiences. Yeah, his own journey was kicked into high gear by exactly that kind of crisis we were just talking about 25 years ago. For him, it wasn't the end of the road. It was a catalyst. It completely changed how he saw everything, and it put him on this path to share what he was learning, first just with his friends and family, and then eventually with all of us. And this is what I find so fascinating, the sheer range of what he studied. We're talking Zen Buddhism with the legendary Thich Nhat Hanh, Shamanism with the Blackfoot tribe, and then he dives into things like quantum physics, sound therapy, and ancient Vedic traditions. It's this wild mix of science, spirituality, and ancient wisdom that gives his work such a complete holistic feel. It's not just one thing, it's everything. And it's not just us saying it. Check this out. This quote is from John Kehoe, the author of the massive bestseller Mind Power. I mean, that's a huge name in this field. And he says, Steve is a gifted teacher whose techniques harmonize your being. Wow. When someone like that gives you an endorsement, you know the work is the real deal. All right, so we've talked about the man, we've talked about the philosophy, but how does this actually work? Like, what do you do? Well, it all comes down to his framework, which he calls the 11 elements. And really, the best way to think about it is like a toolkit for transformation. This is where all that big picture philosophy gets super practical. The entire system, the whole thing, is built on one single foundational piece, awareness. And he's really clear about this. If you only take away one thing from all of this, let it be this. Why? It's simple, really. You can't change what you can't see. Awareness is like flipping on the lights in a dark room. All of a sudden, you can see where you are, what's around you, and you can finally make a conscious choice about where you want to go next. That's it. Awareness is the light. So how do you build that awareness? Well, one of the most direct, powerful ways is through your breath. And I absolutely love this quote from Steve. Your breath is a superpower. Just think about it. It's always with you. It's free. You can use it anywhere. And that idea of it being your Wi-Fi connection to the cosmos, that's such a perfect metaphor. It's what connects you right back to this very moment and helps you, manage your whole system. Okay, next up, beliefs. Think of your beliefs as the operating system for your mind, right? It's the software that's just running in the background 24/7, shaping how you see the world, how you react, everything. And most of the time, we don't even know it's happening. But here's the game changer. That software isn't permanent. You can actually go in, take a look at the code, and decide which programs you want to keep running and which ones you're going to uninstall for good. So what holds all this together? What's the glue? It's discipline. And you have to understand this one simple trade-off. See, comfort, it feels good, but it doesn't lead anywhere. It leads to stagnation. The real change, the real growth, that happens in that zone of, let's call it positive discomfort. It's about choosing the hard thing over the easy thing. And discipline? That's the muscle you build day by day to keep making that choice. All right, and let's touch on diet. But wait, we're not just talking about what's on your plate.
This idea, which comes from the great Thich Nhat Hanh, is so much bigger. It's about everything you consume. So yeah, there's the food you eat, but there's also the TV shows you watch, the music you listen to, the friends you hang out with, even your deepest desires and the thoughts you let run around in your head. That's all food. And the big takeaway here is that what you feed your mind is every bit as important as what you feed your body.
Okay, so we've got the toolkit, but does it actually work? I mean, what's the real-world impact? Well, let's just hear from some of the people who've actually put this stuff into practice.
First up, let's take a look at the corporate world, which you might not expect. Here's a general manager talking about his executive management team. After just a 6-week course, he said they were more focused, more positive, and really locked in on what they could achieve. It just goes to show how practical this stuff is, even in a super high-pressure, results-driven setting. Then you go to the complete other end of the spectrum, and you see the deeply personal impact. This quote from Nirvana Sumangal, she calls him a lighthouse for her on her spiritual path. I mean, what a perfect image, right? A source of light and guidance in the dark. It really speaks to the kind of clarity this work can bring when you're navigating your own inner world. And this one really nails the heart of the whole thing. Fawn Gieser says the workshop helped him connect with my deeper self. And isn't that what it's all about? Getting past all the noise, the distractions, the day-to-day chaos, and finding that authentic, quiet, powerful core that's inside all of us. So we've looked at the guide, the tools, the results, and now it all comes back to you. Because here's the truth. This path to a deeper, more meaningful life, it's not a destination. You don't just arrive one day and you're done. No, it's a choice. It's a series of choices you make every single day. Every single moment. And if there's one final thought to leave you with, it's this. This is a practice, not a philosophy. Knowing all this stuff is great, but knowledge without action is, well, it's useless. Real change doesn't happen because you read a book or listened to this. It happens when you do the work, when you turn these ideas into your daily practice. Which leaves us with one last big question, a question for you to really sit with. Because either way, there's a kind of pain involved. So which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the short-term pain of discipline, the one that leads to growth and strength? Or are you going to choose the long-term nagging pain of regret and stagnation, the one that comes from staying exactly where you are? The choice, as always, is yours.